Hello everybody, what's up? Sedrik and Sidra here. CRWC commentary for pretty much all Elite Wrestling and their major screw up again. So I figured we should report on this. I'm just browsing through YouTube and I'm looking for Bushi, New Japan Pro Wrestling's Bushi, for his Bushi role. I'm looking for that, and I see Cornette, Brian Last, has spoken about AEW screwing up. Is it wise to show the footage of what happened between Punk and Perry? And I scroll down and see Conan reacts, and I see some people with no name react and stuff. Okay, and I'm like, it must be something epic. And before getting to that, just a really super quick thing. Yeah, Dynasty, last time we spoke, hey, error on our part. But we own up to it because we were just, everything was happening back to back. We thought it was going to be Ring of Honor's Supercard of Honor, and then it was going to be like a day or two from that, it would be AEW because they like to cannibalize their pay-per-views.
They do.
But
when it happens, we'll get to it.
Yeah. We are still working on Supercard of Honor. I know it's an old done deal, but 4 hours, good grief. Still, even though I hope all of you have already seen it, because so far what we've seen has been really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're going to get into this. So this is about CM Punk, Jack Perry meeting. And Sidra wanted to say something. I looked at her, I said, you want to talk about it? And she had to pause. And she's like, okay. So we got everything set up. And I typed this up in OBS Studio and negative 45-degree angle on the word botch because I think this is just terrible. And that's how I feel. But we're going to go now. Sidra, you're going to talk.
Okay.
What were you thinking?
Okay. So we have heard the story told about what happened loosely. And then we finally got confirmation about what happened because I went blank. CM Punk did a interview
with Hawani.
Thank you, because I wasn't gonna remember that. Did an interview and basically unzipped AEW's fly and said, "Hey, here's what happened,"
which I said was gonna happen.
And so Tony has the bright idea, since you're going to do an interview, we're going to show the footage. That's my guess. But you have to think about something, okay? A lot of context is lost when you can't hear what's being said.
Exactly.
And
that's where the tribalism and the LOLs are going to come into play.
A lot of context is being lost by not hearing what was being said. But to me, you could see that Jack Perry had his fucking dress on, meaning he was already ramped up.
The hands on his hips and slowly jaw jacking.
When CM Punk approached. And they were talking for a good bit. So it ain't like he ran up on Jack Perry and said, "You little punk," and started choking him out. No, it didn't go down like that. Now, we see that. Jack said something. Jack Fafo.
Yep.
He said something. And it caused CM Punk to do something. But here is my major issue that I was about to get into before we started recording. And that is that Tony Khan got on TV in front of everybody and said that he was afraid for his life.
And he fired him with just cause.
Afraid for his life.
We were trying to figure out what Tony Khan was in the whole fray, and he was on the right side.
Well, the monitors were behind it.
Yeah.
And you couldn't see him. I think that suit coat and shirt arm that stuck out right in the end, I think that was him. But he said he was afraid for his life. Now, we see the footage, right? He was near the skirmish. Nothing was directed at him. So why was he afraid for his life?
I'm going to be able to defend that. I will be able to defend that.
I can understand being frightened because he was there. And I'm sure CM Punk probably said something to him like, you need to get your employee.
I'm going to kill you and your mom and I'm going to write the letter.
Yeah, I'm sure he didn't threaten to kill him or write the letter.
Ali Sedrik, y'all.
But there, I saw nothing. I can understand being scared. I can see that. It's like being in proximity to a fight. especially when the fight is concerning someone that means something to you. So I can see being scared, but afraid for your life, that something was going to happen to cause you to no longer breathe. Nothing like that is on screen. So with the understanding that he got on TV in front of everybody and said he was scared for his life, and then I guess about a year later to show the actual footage, it reveals, hey man, I'm really bitch made. I was scared shitless. Or 2, I'm a lying and bitch made. Because there's nothing to be scared for your life. And y'all have to understand, being afraid for your life, that's no small thing. Supposedly, there are police officers out there who are in a constant state of being scared for their life, which is why they shoot specific individuals. But do you see where I'm going with this, Sedrik?
I see where you're going.
Okay, you can go ahead.
Okay. So, look, this is how I see it. All right. And this is going to be all out of order and stuff because I got to rebut, explain. And although I do predominantly agree going on the visuals. Okay, so here's the thing. You know what? No, I'm going to try to go in order. I'm going to try. So you see Jack. He's got he's standing there. He's looking defensive. You see CM Punk. He walks up. Okay. Punk is pretty much having a bad day. And we know this. So just for, I guess, if you want to do a litigation thing, remove the bad day. So you see Jack standing there. He is not in a defensive or fighting or anything like that posture. No, he's not. He's nothing like that. But he looked like he's in his, and I hate to say this, but I've seen it too many times in high school and whatnot. But he's the guys I'm talking about. He's got his mean girl stance on, like he's jaw jacking. And I've seen that. Hands on the hips, one leg straight, the other bent. That's a posture saying, I'm entitled. I've always seen that. I've always seen it. And if y'all are standing there listening and mad at me, you probably got the same stance. So you can't see him really talking. Not really. And it's not like his head is jerking side to side. No, it's not. It's almost like, is he real? Because he's really still. And then he does some movements, not much. Punk he's up there. Then you got to wonder, wow, are either one of them real? Because they're just so still. You see Samoa Joe and some others in there. And Joe is standing off to the side. Now, whatever they're saying, nobody cares.
Nobody is pressed about it at all.
No one cares. That's what you need to look for. It's not heated. It's clearly a civil conversation. Your phone always rings when we're recording.
It does.
Only when we're recording. You know, you ain't got to. No, you got to go turn that off. So look, that's sliding on the table. So look, what happened is, as soon as it looked like it might get serious, that's when you'll see people kind of move in and kind of like, okay, guys, that's normally how it should happen. So obviously they're having a civil conversation. And nobody's doing anything. I don't know who it was. I'm sorry, I can't recognize in grainy, but somebody with a headset on is like not that far from Punk. They are not concerned. And I don't think that headset's going to wrap up both ears. If you're professional, you got one ear out because you need to hear other directions. Yeah, we're talking about. Okay, but anyway, so after that, what? Next thing you know, you see Jack shift stance, say something, and it's obvious he says something. Nobody is still alerted, but then you see the shove. Nobody notices anything because it's that quick. Punk says something. Then you see the reaction of everyone as he pushes him again. Jack was shoved. Jack was so entitled when he got shoved, he had no idea what was truly going on. I know. I know. I've watched people get shoved that quick out of the clear blue when they thought nothing would happen to them. I have seen this in high school, not outside of high school, just to be honest with you. And Jack was like, what in the world? Punk rolled up on him, shoved him again. Jack then tries to shove him back. When he tried to shove him back, Punk's instincts took over. Front face lock. Joe is already grabbing Jack. Somebody's grabbing Punk. Two people are grabbing Punk. One big dude is grabbing Punk. They shove Punk to the corner. He still got a hold of Jack. Punk releases Jack. I can only assume Tony Khan's arm come out. Okay? Now, at this juncture, they are trying to manhandle Punk in terms of restraining him until he's calmed down. Jack, on the other hand, is trying to jump over people as if let me at him, but he won't like that at first. He would just want to be in a shoving match. And now he's like, let me at him. Now he's being held back. Something else I've seen a lot in high school.
Yeah, because Jack's not getting away from Samoa Joe.
And he knows it. And if Joe wanted Jack to get hurt, he would have let him go. Now, I'm going to tell y'all the piece of the puzzle that most people will be missing. Okay? When the conversation started getting heated, right then, anyone around them, especially Tony Khan, whoa, guys, calm it down. Mm-hmm. Calm it down. Mm-hmm. Calm it down. We don't need this. Calm it down. Hey, look, you, Jack, no, you go. Joe, make sure he gets out there. All right, Punk, go back. You got a match later. You don't need this. You need to focus on your match. All right? Go on and do what you got to do to prepare for your match, but y'all need to separate. You need to go. That's what should have happened. Nobody did that. Nobody. That means they literally allowed it to escalate. Or it was civil until, well, make me.
Yeah, because things can escalate real quick. They can go from 0 to 100 real quick.
It's bad enough if someone's talking trash and you're already heated, but you're trying to have your grace. Mm-hmm. And then they say, because I've been in that situation. Okay? Personal situation, real quick. Guy over my house. We're kids like 16, 17. And he's like 14 or so, 14, 15. And he's eating ice out of a cup. Okay, he's in my house. I'm not a fan of this guy, but he's over. And I'm looking at him. He's chewing the ice and spitting little pieces of ice out onto the floor. I said, you need to stop that. Stop. And he looked at me to get his smirk. And now I'm starting to vibe. Starting to vibrate. Getting my hackles are already up because I already don't like them. And he, I said, you need to get out my house. Make me. That's what he said, make me. I grabbed him by his neck and his shirt collar and pushed him over and walked his ass down the hall, past 2 rooms, through the kitchen, grabbed him had him by his neck firmly with my left hand, opened the door with my right, kicked the screen open door with my right foot, and I'm left-handed my ass, and shoved him out the house. He had to run down 3 little steps. And I looked at him and I said, learn some manners, bitch. And I closed the door in his face. That's what happened. I didn't choke him a little bit. I could have. I should have. I should have laid into him. But truth be told, I mean, yeah, the disrespect was there, but I am a very misfortunate person. And I know if I hit him, I'd have caused some serious damage, and that's going to reflect on me. Not the one that caused the situation in the first place, which is why Punk probably didn't do what he could have done. Because Jack started it, he amped it up, and someone could easily say, well, they're just words. They're just words. Why can't he just handle himself like an adult? They're just words. It's like, yeah, how much disrespect can you take? Especially if somebody wants to disrespect the very thing that puts bread on your family's table. It goes further than what you want to see on the shallow. So keep that in mind. But no one broke it up. Now, Tony Khan, fearing for his life, is it possible? Yes. Why? Because if you are not used to violence and to you all of this is LOL, just fun, and some people might get out of hand or get annoyed, and you hear about it, and then you got to talk about it later. Somebody's got to go away, but then it finally happens in front of you. A legit angry fight snaps off in front of you, and you are literally the flight type of person. You might as well see your life flash in front of your eyes. So was he scared for his life? One, he can say that even if it's not true. You can't prove it.
Yeah, that's true. Unfortunately.
You cannot prove it. Not in a court of law or anything. Okay? So Tony Khan, he didn't, it didn't work out like that. Okay. However, what did he say? He fired CM Punk with just cause. Now, Jack Perry, as we had learned from CM Punk, so these are his words. It's recorded. It's in the ether. And he is talking, saying that he was cursing out everyone. Tony Schiavone and a lot of people, even Tony Khan at one point. Jerry Lynn, I think he mentioned, But if he's cursing out a whole bunch of people and no one's going to challenge him on that stuff, and he's just angry and yelling and walking around, that means it's not that he's out of control, it's that others don't put him in check. Because it's not out of control. He's doing exactly what he want to do and how he want to do it. But the reason I mentioned about CM Punk saying this and out in the ether is because if it's false, Jack Perry has legal grounds to sue for slander. Just to let you know that. He made the statement, Jack Perry could say, those are lies and there's evidence, and that's it. It's easy, and he would sue for lots of money. So showing this footage, you're going to have your tribes. You're going to have your whole... Jack didn't even do anything. He didn't even touch him, so Punk is wrong because he attacked him. And then you got the others. It's like he wouldn't attack him if he didn't run his damn mouth. Why couldn't he talk about it sensibly? And you're going to have the others that argue what? Well, how do you know what he said? You don't know what he said. And someone's going to say, listen to the CM Punk interview. He said what he said. And Punk couldn't take anymore. And you're going to get the counter argument of, so you're going to just listen to him and just go with what he said. You're going to believe him blindly. But here's the thing. If Punk is lying, he can be sued. And that's why Punk was saying, tell me where I'm telling lies. He already put that out there for y'all to get used to. Go ahead.
Think about this. What did Jack say during All In? After he did what he wanted to do. Look at that.
That's real glass. Cry me a fucking river.
That's what he said.
And now I think that's his theme song for New Japan Pro Wrestling.
That's what he said. Which is basically, I did what I wanted to do. Fuck all y'all.
Yep. And especially CM Punk.
And
that's why CM Punk is like, I think I heard my mating call.
Because that was directed specifically at him.
Yep. And that's there you go.
So for him to be ballsy enough to get on, live TV on this very large, expensive, prestigious, and historic pay-per-view and go into business for himself, why wouldn't he say something jacked up to his face? Because he thinks nothing is going to happen to him.
Exactly. I can say what I want, do what I want. Basically, it's the 12-year-old or any anybody, honestly, of any age, I'm just screw the 12-year-old, anyone of any age that wants to do something and they get told no or it's best not to for certain reasons, and then someone allows them to do it, and it's in there like, yeah, I did it, I got away with it. You got those that are smart enough to shut up and just know they got away with it, and then you got those that want to flaunt it in somebody's face, and then you got those that's going to flaunt it in the person's face that said no. Mm-hmm. Guess which one Jack is? So that's those. I mean, tell me where I'm telling lies.
Here's another insight into his character and personality. He wanted to bust the glass on a rental car.
Yeah.
So let's rent this car, jack it up all to be damned, and then take it back?
And pay, who knows, like $13,000 just to, because that you're going to get charged. You damaged the vehicle and it was intentional. You are in trouble. It ain't like somebody slammed into you.
You know, there would be a police report if that was the case.
Uh-huh. And Punk is like, you are going to cost us a lot of money for a spot that doesn't generate any money. And that lets you know, as messed up as a lot of people are going to hate this, but that's the indie mindset. That's the garbage indie mindset. Normally the indie mindset is, let's do these things to pop the crowd and keep them excited throughout the whole show so that they want to come back. And we're going to do whatever we can to do that. And I get that. I don't begrudge that at all. I just begrudge let's do some extreme stupid stuff because the crowd done seen all the moves. You know, they just do what they want to do. They cheer what they want to cheer, but they don't really see the big stuff. So we got to go big. No one's ever, got slammed and broken through a car window or how about this? You try to hit me with this and then bust the car window.
And see, you say these things that they do, and they do them. And it says to me, why don't you all be like stunt people? Mm-hmm. Don't be wrestlers. Put together a stunt show. You could advertisement. Watch me walk through molten lava. They'll show up for that. You'll make so much more money.
If I don't like you, I'll certainly watch it. I'll even pay.
Watch me be impaled by a light tube.
I will rob
through my heart.
I will rob somebody.
They gonna
watch
show up and pay money to watch you walk through molten lava and get impaled by a light tube through your heart and die in front of them. They'd be like, "Yeah, it's the best day of my life." Why do wrestling? That's not what you want. You don't want that. You want the thrill of a stunt.
They want the adrenaline rush. Yep.
So just be stunt people. Put on stunt shows. You will make so
Nobody's
much more
going to hire them because stunt people do stuff that's not so.
It's not to be hired. You can put on their own.
Oh, you mean their own stuff on YouTube or someplace? Yeah. Okay. I think about getting hired at the movie.
And they would get so much more people coming because the stigma of wrestling won't be on it. Oh man, it's a stunt show.
Yep. And I have no problem with them using Daffy Duck's technique of the gasoline and stuff and the lighter. The match. As he said, it's a great stunt. You can just only do it once. I'm just saying, y'all want to be stupid. Don't fuck up halfway. Fuck up all the way.
Don't y'all remember back in the day when folks would do stunts on TV? Drive their bicycle across the Grand Canyon on a piece of thread. Folks would pay to see that.
Yep. And you can do it with thumbtacks on your back. So if you fall and hit the ground, epic impact with the thumbtacks.
And you're dead,
Yeah. Or you know what? You can walk you can walk an 8-foot wide plank from one end of the Grand Canyon to the other, and people can just sling shards of glass at you with thumbtacks. You can do that.
Make it all the spectacle you want. Put your body on the line. You know what they say? Oh man, he's so brave, as opposed to, oh man, he did this for 5 people and a stick of gum.
Yep. I know, some of y'all probably get turned off to hearing us just bag on these people, but when you look at it straight up, I get it. But remove the I have to defend. Remove that just for a second, if you have it. If you even made it this far. Remove the I gotta defend because you're just saying, just actually think about it. Just think about what they do. It's not professional wrestling.
It's not.
It's not. Look, if you're gonna do, just listen. Let's say Jack Perry was like, look, we're gonna do the whole thing with the pipe, and you're gonna try to swing it, and I'm gonna duck, and you're gonna break the car window. Okay, the car windshield. Okay. Is that a bad idea? No, it's not. Actually, it's a damn great idea if you build the heat for that situation to happen. With Jack was messing with CM Punk so much and interfering with his matches, running his mouth on his family, and talking trash about his lack of skill or whatnot, something. And Punk is like, I'm going to get you for this. And at some point, after, let's say, they've had 2 matches, and Punk lost both of them. And Punk is ticked off. And Jack will not stop egging him on, so Punk chases him, goes after him with the pipe, and tries to careen his head in, bust the car window in, and look on his face like, damn, I messed up. And Jack Perry look and say, you gotta pay for that rental, and run out. And it's like, just another one up on Punk. Mm-hmm. And it furthers the feud. That's how you do it. You don't do it when the feud ain't even started. What's the first thing that happened? Oh, Punk's in the back. He's swinging at Jack Perry with a pipe, and he busts the car door open or windshield or something. The crowd would be like, ooh. But we don't even know why he did it. It just happened.
It just happened.
And then they're going to wrestle later or the next show or 2 shows later.
And that's a large problem with this. They do all these things, these spots. They have no place. There's no build-up for them. They just happen. Stunts are not. Wrestling's not the place for it.
It's not.
Darby Allin dove through a pane of glass for what?
He got nothing out of it. He took it from Sting. He took all the attention from Sting.
And then he got ignored for the rest of the match because he was just laying there like a body.
Because he was hurt up anyway.
It served nothing. Owen Hart died for no reason. That stunt wasn't even necessary.
First of all, he didn't die for no reason. He died because they neglected to put him in the harness safely. They neglected to use the proper hooks to keep him up there. And most importantly, he was up there for like 40-some minutes.
And why did they not know how to do all that?
Because they didn't have any training. They didn't have anyone in there that had the specific training. They actually refused the person that could actually help because they didn't want to pay anybody else. As you just said, they're not stunt people.
There was no need for him to be up there doing that.
Owen Hart didn't like the idea, but it would be kind of cool, so he went with it.
And it served nothing.
He would have came in, he would have slid down, it would have been awesome, it would have been kind of mocking, and there you go.
But some millionaire, sick, adolescent, prepubescent fantasy of fun. That's it.
Everything that could go wrong went wrong, and then it went wrong. That's what happened with Owen Hart. It wasn't for no reason. You know the reason, because it was like the Titanic. Let's use shoddy, cheap material for something that needs heavy-duty stuff.
Meaning there was no reason for him to do that. It added nothing to it. Just like Darby diving through the glass added nothing.
Yeah, it added nothing. It would have him being up there or him walking to the ring, same thing. That's it. Same thing. It would have been, the crowd would have been like, wow, but I'm like, Owen never does this, so that would be dumb, wouldn't it?
The spot that
Darby always doing something stupid, just like Sammy Guevara will always do something stupid. The youngsters that can't help but to flippy flop a bit, they're always going to do something stupid, and they do stupid stuff here. And because of that, that's where you get people like Allen messing up his foot, cutting up his back, hurting his arm.
Pentagon,
you got Sammy Guevara injuring Matt Hardy, braining him and causing him a severe concussion once, and then doing it to Jeff Hardy about 2 years later, maybe 3 years later, landing on Jeff Hardy's face. I mean, they don't have any control.
Pentagon and Dante.
Yep. And Dante's foot did a complete 180.
And that served nothing. Nobody remembers the move. Nobody remembers the match. They remember that foot swinging around.
Yep.
Though.
It's like, well, there was something on the tables, and he fell, and his foot was all rotated around, and but what was the spot? What was
the match for? What was supposed to be won? Was it for the titles? Was it for a title shot? Who all was in it? Who won? Who knows?
And was it for a title? No. Was it for a title shot? No. It was just there. It was just there. So that's what happened. So look, this is not going to help AEW.
No.
You will get your, like I said, you got your tribes. So you're going to have those that says Punk started it. He instigated the fight. And you'll have the other saying, no, the words matter, yada, yada, all this other. You're going to have both sides. And here's the thing. You can remove both of those arguments and simply say the people in the room should have separated them immediately.
And Tony Khan looks like a liar.
Yes.
He looks like a liar. He could have been, cowering and shitting himself in the corner. Yeah, it's possible. But he looks like a goddamn liar.
Yes. And that's what's going to happen. AEW ratings are dropping. And when those ratings started dropping, that means commercial people are going to stop putting their ads up. You're going to need new ads to fill that time. And that means cheaper ad people. Because when you got a hot product, the high expensive, those real high-end advertisers, they got to get their product up there because it's the eyes on the prize. And there's no prize with AEW. And so they have to make budget cuts. And people are leaving. There are people that's too embarrassed to be. Look, y'all think these people got released because budget cuts? That's Tony saving a little bit of face. I promise you, some of these people are leaving because they don't want to get any more of this on them. That's what it is. Anthony Henry leaving and then wondering if he should even wrestle again? Whew. And Slim J, who I've never liked. And it's not a personal thing.
They presented him terribly.
Yes, his presentation was suck ass. But his in-ring work was always good. It's just, I didn't believe him. He never did anything stupid, not that we saw.
Actually, the last two matches we saw him in were good.
Yeah.
We were surprised.
And I like that he said, my gimmick, it sucked. I know that, but my in-ring work was good. And I'm, yes. And he's like, I just want to get my wife and daughter out of this shithole house. I failed. And that broke my heart.
Yeah.
That broke my heart. And that really made me angry at Tony Khan. And Tony Khan ain't no one to do this. You got these people in WWE. They get used to the lights, the glam, the glitter, and all that. And it's like, yeah, but we're not going to push you anymore. Matter of fact, we're going to get rid of you. And then they got to go to the indie scene. So you go from, old-fashioned 1950s Hollywood starlight stuff to, the juke joint. It messes with people. And there are wrestlers who have committed suicide because they can't handle that severe instant throttle back.
Or the club boxing scene from Rocky 1, where he was fighting in Rocky.
Yes.
Yeah.
They go from WWE to that. That's going from HBO boxing to that. Whew. So
y'all
look,
know what we're talking about. Y'all check out Rocky. Great movie.
Yep, Rocky 1. Check it out. Lots of lessons and lots of good fights and whatnot. But I think that's going to do it for us.
Yeah.
So look, this has been Sedrik and Sidra for CR Wrestling Commentary for All Elite Wrestling's basically a botch fest. But regardless of how they act, we want you to be good, be chill, and be safe. With that, we will see you next time.